pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roll, Atlantic. Flight outside of speed off.
Yikes. You bet. Concur. We don't need any more of these.
All right, folks. I know everybody's been in chat begging us to turn the live feed on. You know us stingy old NASA spaceflight people. We sit here and watch the live feed before we share it with you. We are live once again here from Boca Chica, Texas. We have Mary, Boca Chica gal, out there standing by for what is supposed to be another test of Starship SN5. You may have heard me earlier if you were there for the Perseverance launch. I'm John Galloway. If you're watching the Twitch stream, you may know me as DOS. I've got some friends with me today. Jack, are you reading me? I can hear... Yeah, now I can hear you just fine, I believe, right?
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, all right. So, Jack Bayer, how you doing this morning? What time is it over there?
It is crispy. Is crispy a good word for a time? It's a crispy 7:15 in the morning.
Crispy 7:15.
I don't know. I'm gonna get some more coffee, but it's a little bit early. I'm on the West Coast, but I'm super awake and ready to watch this thing hop. And I'm super glad that Perseverance is on its way to Mars.
Yeah, the spacecraft separation, AOS on the DSN, the whole shooting match. It was a fantastic mission across the board this morning with United Launch Alliance sending another Mars rover, the most advanced Mars rover we've ever launched. But we are also joined by Michael Baylor. Michael, we got you on the horn?
Yes, we do.
All right, good deal. And then, as always, y'all, like I started off the stream, we've got Mary, Boca Chica gal, out there who has set up the live stream camera. We've got all the modems ticking over. We've got this fantastic view, not a lot of haze yet this morning, of Starship SN5, which is supposedly supposed to do a static fire. We've got the road closed, I know. It's our understanding that the pad is clear. Not a lot of activity happening at the tank farm yet. A couple little miscellaneous vents, but nothing we really think are indications that they're really starting the fueling in earnest. But there are no dents, right, y'all? Jack, Michael, there's no dents in SN5 right now. And that indicates it's pressurized? What do we think the dents mean?
Yeah, it's definitely pressurized to something. We don't know exactly what, but presumably they are preparing to work towards a static fire this morning. I guess it still is in Boca Chica, so that's a good sign. Like Josh mentioned, the road is closed, the pad is clear, and everything we've seen so far shows that they are or indicates that they are going to attempt a static fire here shortly. So. It'll probably take about an hour or so from when we start seeing tank farm activities to when the static fire happens. So that's kind of a brief timeline, but if all goes well, we could definitely see a static fire within the next hour and a half or so.
All right, so again, y'all, we are live and interactive here. We know that we're sort of hanging out, waiting for this test. We want everybody to understand that SpaceX does not give exact timings on this. So I believe the warning that the residents received was from 8 a.m. local time until noon today. Did I get that right, y'all?
8 a.m. until midnight.
Oh, until midnight. Oh.
Yes.
I'm like 4 hours. I guess we can go live for 4 hours. Midnight is a whole different thing.
Yeah,
what did I just
buckle
sign
in,
myself
DOS.
up
I hope
for?
you have like a little buffet of barbecue next to you. I hope you have an assortment of drinks and a variety of different mugs. I mean, this is going to be a lot. No, I'm kidding. I hope it's not a long haul, but it is a very long window.
The NASA spaceflight team is going to have to do like a relay race here and tag in and out, I think.
Yeah.
God,
Hopefully it doesn't go to that, and we get a static fire relatively soon here. I mean, it's not even that heat distorty out right now, so hopefully, you know, like Michael was saying, maybe in an hour or two or something like that before it gets too gnarly out there, but we'll see.
Yeah. It looks fantastic. Chat, right now we've got the ambient sort of down a little bit. There's a little bit of wind noise and stuff like that, but we will see if we can't get some gratuitous angle grinding noises or something here shortly.
Sorry, I tagged you in the wrong channel on Discord, DOS.
Oh, you did?
They're saying I'm a bit quiet.
Okay, I can turn you back up again.
It's all right. We all mess around in the wrong channel sometimes. This morning I woke up and meant to post in one channel and instead posted an updates. So it was like, I'm up. And then it took a second and then realized I had posted that in updates and was like, oh no, what have I done?
Michael, try again there.
If you're in chat, let us know if you can hear me loud enough.
I'm going to turn you up even more. See, normally you're at like 90%, and now I've got you up at 120%. So I don't know what causes the wild variations in volume levels, but I mean, whatever. One more time, Michael.
Can you hear me now, chat?
There we go. That looks like it's about right now. Now you look a little bit more balanced. So we should be better now. So I guess what we were talking about was this girthy testing window today. It opened about an hour and 20 minutes ago, but it goes all the way to midnight? Question mark?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's a lot.
The road. Go ahead, Jack. Okay, the road closures. See, this is the part I didn't realize. We know that I guess 2 nights ago now they did they attempted a static fire late at night outside the road closure period. And normally they have to be pretty consistent with the road closures because there's a public beach at the end of the road that the public use. But apparently the beach is closed because of the local COVID-19 outbreak. So that means that there's no real place for the public to go on this road. So SpaceX now has more leniency in terms of when they can test. The road closures don't really matter quite as much because, again, this road only goes to the beach really if you're part of the public, other than the launch pad. So the road closures don't matter quite as much. So SpaceX can be pretty flexible as to when they static fire. But they did tell the residents to expect a 10-minute warning siren, sometime between 8 and 12, or 12 a.m. midnight. So that's the period they told the residents to be aware of. But 2 nights ago, we did see them even do a static fire attempt outside of when they told the residents they would static fire. So hard to say if there's actually really a window at all. But wow, Robert.
Wow.
Hodgman. Thank you, Robert. That is quite generous of you, and I think you've done that before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's Robert again. It's not just Robert, it's Robert again.
Here, I'm going to put it on the screen here. Robert Hobson, thank you for the massive super chat there, possibly live until midnight. Here's a bit to get some refreshments for the long haul. Can we get like, what's one of the food delivery services to bring some barbecue? I mean, we'd have to place like 4 orders because we've got Mary at Boca Chica, and then I'm up in Charlotte. And Michael, where are you at right now, Michael?
California.
You're in California and Jackson, California, but y'all aren't in the same place,
Yeah,
so we need 4 different food orders.
I'm in Northern California, Jackson, Southern California.
Yeah, so
we've got the whole country covered.
We do. We're sort of all over the map. Robert, thank you so much for that super chat, though. That's you know my deal. I say it's crazy. It's a crazy amount of support, but you're my kind of crazy. We really appreciate you there. And then
Holy cow.
Nuevo Zeta, a new membership in Rough Rider Show with that consistent $4.99. We appreciate all the support there. So wow, y'all, for real.
Yeah. Hopefully, fingers
I'm
crossed, we're not going to be here till midnight. But go ahead, Jack.
I do hope that we're not here till midnight. Go ahead, Jack.
I'm just still floating on the $99 super chat wave. Thank you so much, Robert. Robert, can I call you Bob Hob? Because you have a good name, and I feel like Bob Hob would be a cool nickname. But if you don't like that, I won't call you that. But thank you, Bob Hob.
Yeah. A quick question from Dougal. Dougal is wondering, is it possible for the public to wait? Oh my God, sorry, I've been interrupted by Kaz Masters. Wow.
What? What?
We haven't even gotten started.
Like, there's not even anything happening yet. At least wait until the tank farm is venting. Jeez.
On today's episode of Texas Tank Watchers, the super chats break Jack.
Kaz Masters, thank you there as well. The 99.99 shots of locks all around to follow Robert's spirit. I love you guys and all your hard work. Great coverage of Perseverance and mad love to Mary. Let's light this candle. Kaz, we've got one candle already lit this morning. Hopefully we can get another. What was that? Did y'all see that?
Very top.
It looked like Elvis walking across the screen. Anyways, thank you very much there, Kaz. And hopefully we do get a second candle lit here this morning. We got one from Cape Canaveral on its way to Mars. And we have, honestly, another one in Boca Chica, Texas on its way to Mars, roughly. Eventually. Not this
just
one.
slower.
It's slower.
It's on its way to Mars slower because it's not, it's a longer time frame.
Working to send its grandchildren and great-grandchildren to Mars. How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds cute.
Of
Anyways,
Anyways.
the question I was asking until I got a super chat interruption that I appreciated. Definitely a good interruption. Bugle was asking, is it possible for the public to wait out the road closure at the beach, or do they clear it out? No, you cannot wait it out at the beach. The sheriff deputies will go up and down the beach and make sure everybody is clear. So definitely do not try to wait it out at the beach, because if for whatever reason they don't find you, they will find you after the test starts, and then you could, find yourself causing a major problem where they could have to stop testing because of you. So make sure you obey the road closures and leave the area when they say you're going to be testing.
Yeah, absolutely, always. I mean, one of the things that we're always have at the top of our mind is making sure that we're safe, and we don't want to, oh man, let's set up like a duck blind in the dunes and try to hide from them or something so we can see something closer. It's closed for a reason, right? We don't want to be in a danger area. We don't want Mary to have to try and, let's just get let's get a better camera shot. Let's get a little bit less haze and go inside the exclusion zone. Mary is at the minimum safe distance that has been defined. So we always want to make sure that we're safe and make sure that she is safe out there, not violating any rules or laws or anything like that, trying to get a little bit better shot or something. That's not how we roll as an official media organization. Can I say that? I mean, I just did. Nobody stopped me, so.
I tried to jump through my screen and stop you, but it just hurt. It didn't actually work.
It didn't work. Ah, jeez.
No, it never works.
Hey, Java Man, welcome to the red team there. Thank you very much for that one as well. I don't know. I mean, we know that the road is like closed. There's nobody over. No, the hard checkpoint is up, right?
Yep. Right, Mary? I don't know if Mary can hear us, but I can ask her in Discord to make sure. But I'm pretty sure the road is closed and the pad is clear.
Yeah. I'm going to bring up the ambient audio really quickly and see what we're getting for ambient.
Like ooh, I just saw some vending particulars.
Yeah, just generic background construction noises there. Mostly beepers, backup beepers for construction equipment, it looks like.
Yeah.
Sounds like, I guess, right now, so.
Definitely some venting. I think that is a general area of the methane condenser. So.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There you go.
I don't know if that means when it's pressurized right now is fuel or what, but something going on with the fueling system, it appears.
Possibly recondensing.
Yeah,
that is
I think they use liquid nitrogen to recondense the methane, so that's why you sometimes see the condensation or venting coming from it.
Yeah, that's definitely a significant amount coming from right behind those. I think those 3 foreground tanks are water tanks. Remember when one got nailed and was leaking? I think those are water. So something on the other side of those water tanks is definitely outgassing, vaporizing, whatever we want to call it.
Is the appropriate term, if that is the condenser, is it recondenser or condenser? Is recondenser like ATM machine? Is it redundant?
Has it already been condensed? Is it like...
I don't know. That's my question. Should we be calling it a methane condenser or a methane recondenser? Because I know it's probably gas. I don't know. I don't know, and that's not what I want to know. I want precision on the term here.
Let's think of it this way, right? The methane is transported to the site in a liquid format, correct?
Yes.
And when it's in the truck and gets pumped into the tank, we think that it stays in a liquid format, correct?
Yeah.
And so when it goes into the rocket, when it goes into SN5, it should still be liquid.
Yeah.
So if it then becomes, let's see, what I don't understand is why, if that's all true, why can't they just pump it back out and it's still liquid, right? Why does it need to become a gas and then get recondensed?
Maybe they're specifically condensing the methane in the top of the tank that is gaseous. I don't know. I would love to know though.
Yeah, but looky there, it looks like a little bit more of the
there
tank
we
farm
go.
is activated.
All right,
Looks
so
like
we're seeing activity pick up. This is all really good signs.
Yeah.
Really quick, Dennis, thank you for the new membership. Welcome. And Johann Hubert Suntagbauer. Also, thank you for the new membership.
I think Johan was Capcom as well.
Oh, wow, awesome. And we just got Cody Lindsay in as Capcom also. Y'all are going to get Discord access and all the other nifty little benefits there we have for our members. And thank you so much for becoming members. And Mark Douglas, thank you also.
Yeah, also another Capcom there, Mark Douglas.
Oh, awesome. We got a bunch of Capcoms today. Thanks, everybody.
Know.
And then White Wheel, thanks for the $5. They say go SpaceX. Yep. Well, rescue the American manned space from 5 decades of government, etc. I'm not so down on the last 5 decades of what the government's been doing in space, but I get the vibe.
Yeah. A couple people were asking about what's the deal with the condensing, recondensing, et cetera, but Elon had talked about some methane recapture system. I'm going to call it a recapture system right now. Previously, we had the big flare, and anytime they needed to rapidly depressurize the methane system, they would actually burn it off on a big refinery-type flare on the side. Actually, a little baby flare. But they would burn it off in this flare. And then Elon was talking about this recapture method that was going to make it so they didn't have to burn off the methane or burn off as much methane. So when we're talking about recondensing, we're talking about this capture system Elon said was recently installed. We've seen some of the equipment going in there. I think Elon has confirmed that it's there. And so how that affects what we see vaporizing or outgassing or whatever, condensing, recondensing, that's what we're sort of guessing towards here. Again, SpaceX doesn't provide us with like, here's a PDF file of all the procedures and exactly what happens and a map of the tank farm with where each hose goes. They don't give us that, right? We just sort of, we call it roadside rocket science because we hang out and we watch over and over again, and then over and over, and then it doesn't satisfy, and then we watch it some more, and then they fill it with fuel, and they empty it with fuel, and then we watch it, and we just sort of watch and observe what's happening at the tank farm and come up with some, I don't know, Jack, informed commentary. Can we call it that?
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I mean, Elon himself on Twitter way back when we started doing these a little while ago said that our speculation was mostly accurate. That's a direct quote, mostly accurate. So
that's right. Elon was watching the stream when we were doing he said we were sort of Mystery Science Theater 3000 commentary and that we were mostly accurate. So, I mean, let's continue to try to be mostly accurate, I guess. Wow, everything's vented now. Is that the grass vent too?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Wow. So this chat... Go ahead, Michael.
I was going to say liquid oxygen should now be flowing into the vehicle based on if this goes like we saw two nights ago, they should now be loading liquid oxygen into the vehicle.
Yeah. And chat, this is what we're talking about when we say we usually wait until the tank farm goes live. Like a little vent here or there. Every now and then that happens. That's just normal operations. But this is an active tank farm. This is stuff happening that we don't want to miss. So every now and then, I know they're like, oh, where's the stream not start? Start the stream. What's the deal? This is what we're sort of really looking for, an active tank farm activity. So, Michael, you've moved it up to propellant loading now, and we would expect the next thing we're going to hear is maybe a siren, correct?
Well, we'll probably see the liquid oxygen start venting from the bottom left-hand side of Starship SN5 around a similar time we hear the sirens. I'm not quite sure which will happen first, but hopefully we will get a 10-minute warning. The last static fire attempt, for whatever reason, we did not get a 10-minute warning, and Elon tweeted that the reason for that scrub was a fuel spin valve not opening. That's the valve that allows fuel to get into the engine. So that means that they basically got down to like within a second of static firing. So we definitely never we definitely did not hear a siren for some reason. I don't know if Mary's position just didn't hear it or what, but no guarantees we'll see a siren based on that previous experience. But if they do it as they said in the notice they sent to residents, we should definitely hear a static fire today. We should definitely hear a siren today, and if the static fire happens, we will hopefully get great audio with our ambient microphone as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to, again, we are having a bit of wind here. This is a different position. A lot of times Mary sets up in her car, but she is not in the car today. She is actually out exposed to the wind, so we do have a little bit more shake than normal. And then the ambient audio, I'm going to keep listening in on that, and I don't want to miss the siren, but I don't want y'all to just hear a bunch of wind noise and you can't hear the commentary, right? Because that is our thing. Like, we do commentary on these streams. It's not just an unattended camera. It's not just the, oh, here's a stream or whatever. Like, we talk about what's going on. So we have to sort of walk the line between you being able to hear us and run our mouth, or whatever you want to call it, and then the ambient audio. I'll bring that back up again, and y'all should be able to hear just sort of normal South Texas truck and air conditioner noises right now, it sounds like.
Yeah. I don't hear too much wind right now, so that's good, but we'll see what it's like when the gust comes through. Definitely when the static fire is about to happen, we'll obviously turn that up.
Yeah,
and
I'll crank the ambient all the way up once we get to that point. So
yeah, and when we do that, listen for Raptor's unique noises. It has this really cool startup and shutdown noise, so pay close attention to that. The visuals are obviously cool, but the sound, which will come a few seconds later, also is just, in my opinion, it's equally as cool, because each different rocket engine has its unique sound.
yeah. So, chat, help me out real quick. How is the balance with the ambient? Can you hear us okay? Can you hear some background noises? I don't have it totally like pegged out to 11, but I did turn it up so you can hear it a little bit.
I feel like your audio and the ambient audio kind of get muddled. Like, at least I don't know what it's like for. Yeah, everyone in chat's saying it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's like when Discord is trying to play your audio and the ambient audio at the same time, it's like, I can't. But if everyone in chat can hear it fine, which they all seem to say, it's fine, then don't mind me, as long as they can hear.
The mix that they're hearing is super chat.
Yeah,
Cool.
Gotcha.
But
All right.
maybe I was just listening to the actual stream. Maybe a tiny bit quieter, but it's pretty good.
Gotcha. I'm just sort of watching audio levels here.
Chat seems to like it.
Good deal. Needs more angle grinder. The wind sound is great. It's like we're field reporters. Nice. So again, we don't have exact timings on this. We don't know exactly what to expect at SpaceX's test. They could do it at whatever their schedule, whatever their cadence is. Clearly they want to make sure everything's good, and if it means that they push it back because there's some problem that may pose a danger to the vehicle, or even if it doesn't pose a danger to the vehicle, just the test not valid or something, we are 100% at their mercy as to what we're going to see. And there's a truck, I guess. It's the different position and the fact that we lowered the camera down to try and get a little bit more out of the wind. We have vehicles that are driving in front of us sometimes. It's like a bus or something.
People in chat are seeing a boat? I don't see a boat.
No, there's no boat.
I mean, Hoppy has some boat radar on top of it right now, but it's clearly landlocked.
Yeah, Hoppy's rocking the what is it, a weather radar? Or like a naval radar?
Yeah. There is already a dead cat on this microphone. So we already have wind mitigation. Oh, some people are saying that there's another stream where you can see a boat or something like that. I wonder, I mean, we know that for like a launch, they will scrub a launch, or they'll delay a launch if there's a boat on the range. I wonder if the test has the same thing. Like if there's a boat, does SpaceX call the Coast Guard, or I wonder how that works. Does anybody know?
Yeah, I don't. That's a good question. So I guess we've got 5,700 watching that right now. That's awesome. If you're just joining us, we are waiting for a static fire of SN5. Static fire is when they fire up the engine, it belches fire, like we want it to, not in a bad way, and that way they can get some data on the firing of the engine, on the performance of the vehicle, performance of the pad. But we are not expecting a hop today. We are not expecting a boring old tanking test today. We are expecting to see some fire. So there we go. That's what we were looking at today. And we are currently thinking that the vehicle is pressurized and being loaded with liquid oxygen. Is that a good recap, you guys think?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see, Devil's Light Beam in chat asked, did we receive confirmation what was being vented from the flare stack earlier this week when they aborted the night test? Was it methane? I don't think we got any sort of information on that, but we're presuming that it was nitrogen due to the fact that it was just being vented to the atmosphere. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think there was any official statement on what came out of there, but it went on for so long. I don't think that SpaceX would have vented methane out the top of that thing for as long as they did in the volumes they did. Again, we don't know for sure.
And then let's see, Cheesify asks why they pressurize the tank before tanking. I think that would be more to avoid, sort of an SN3 situation where it crumpled because of the weight of the methane in the upper tank and the lack of anything in the lower tank. I think part of the structural integrity of the vehicle comes from it being pressed.
Right. Wow, there's a lot of activity. Look at the tank farm going now.
Yeah, we're really picking up here. Clearly, some propellants, some cryogenic liquids are being moved around, presumably flowing into the vehicle. So let's get this grain silo lit and get some good data over to SpaceX. Hopefully, they get the data they're looking for, and we can proceed into a 150-meter hop as soon as possible. That would be excellent. Let's see. Keysify also asking if the dishes are pointed at SN5. That's a good question for Mary. We should ask her. I'll ask her in the back channel.
Oh yeah. Type of text there.
I'm pretty sure they are too, and I can see she's already typing, so I think she might have been able to hear me. Hi, Mary.
Nice.
Dishes are not, she said.
Oh wow.
Huh.
Interesting. I mean, they might have gotten whatever data they needed from the previous, I'm assuming, tests that they did with them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it seems like Go ahead.
I was gonna say I should have a wired connection for this test. It's just for the actual hop, where they're gonna need some kind of, obviously unwired way to receive telemetry from the rocket.
Yeah. I saw some people asking, why is it black and white? This is sort of the view you get. We're just over 1.5 miles away. It's sort of the minimum safe distance that they say that you can be. So if there's things that are closer than that, it's inside the minimum safe distance. We don't want to cause a problem or anything and lose this sort of access. So we definitely make sure we're well away. But that is sort of what the eye would see if you're there. We're not running like crazy hue or brightness or like some sort of HDR setup that makes it look, oh, the colors pop so much. This is an actual view that you would see on the camera here. I am sort of partial to the way you would see things. A lot of times it's like over processed or saturated, and I like it. This is what you would see through the haze if you were out there. Does that make Jack? Did I use the right terms?
Say it again.
Did I use the right terms there?
Yeah, I think so.
Like saturation or HDR or whatever.
Yeah.
And let me know if we're picking up anything. I'm trying to watch, but I'm also going to read a couple super chats that came through here. Uncle Bob's Bees. Hope SN5 does not launch today. The correct term is condenser. Thank you, Uncle Bob's Bees. You do a lot of methane condensing with the bees there, or is that an unrelated bit of knowledge? We've also got Ricardo. Hello from Portugal. Let's go. It's 3:30 p.m. here. Thank you, Ricardo, for the support. We've got Julian Singer. Thank you as well. John Huntington, a new membership coming in. Martin. Can't wait to see this after the Perseverance launch. Thank you for the Australian dollars. Jesse Spear. Can we get a cool game show style chime or sound effect when a new status is highlighted? Some sort of like.
I mean, I can be like a doo-doo-doo. Like, I can make one. I can make one happen with a little bit of coordination between Michael and I. I mean, I know mouth sound effects are the pinnacle of high production value, so.
Michael should just make the noise when he changes it.
There you go.
We appreciate the support there, Jesse. Also, GTO InfoCell. Hi, guys, watching from Brazil. Thank you, GTO. We've got Nigel and Beverly Holmes. Welcome to the stream, Nigel and Beverly. Build into trains, another eventful day on the Mars side of the space industry. It's true. And then we've got 5, 5, and 5. Our mysterious 5 person has shown up again. And then Nowhere Cam, the last one there, 5 Canadian. Appreciate you, Nowhere Cam, as well. And I've cleared out the queue there. So quick, nobody do any more super chats.
Hey, 5. I hope you have a 5 of a day.
A 5 of a day.
All your 5s are 5-y.
And there's
I
that.
don't know. I feel like that's appropriate. They seem to like the number 5, so 5 on. Keep calm and 5 on. I don't know.
Sounds like a
And,
Subway commercial.
Sorry, the liquid oxygen tank is venting now.
Oh yeah, the side of SN5 is venting. Look at that.
Excellent. So we have a pressurized and propellant loading vehicle. That's a good thing. You know why? Because we want to see this thing fire up. They have tried multiple times to get a static fire under their belts with Raptor SN27, which is the Raptor that's installed there, and static number, serial number 5. And we hope they can get the static fire done today because, of course, we all want to see the 150-meter hop. And in case you have someone in your house that is listening right now and wondering, hey, why are you watching that that grain silo or that steel tank again? Oh, could you hear that? Was that a vent?
I just heard some beeping.
I think we can hear it venting right now. It's like a very low, like raw kind of sound, but I'm not gonna imitate it anymore. I promise.
Here, I'll crank it up and we'll listen for a second. Yeah, the wind is definitely a challenge with the long-range audio here today.
Yeah, no worries. Worth a try, you know. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, in other idioms such as those.
Yeah. So we'll
But yeah,
continue to watch.
What I was going to say is, sorry, in case you have someone in your house that is wondering, why are you watching that giant tank again? Well, we want the future. We want the future to happen now, darn it. So this is a small piece of that, and hopefully every little bit of progression that they make, we're all sitting here hoping that we can get our flying car in the form of a trip to Mars. I should just say a trip to Mars, really. So yeah, that's why we care, and don't judge us for, look at that bird go. Don't judge us for caring so much about this, because hey, it's super cool.
Yeah, that vent on the bottom of the SN5 there is really going. Look at that. Again, we're starting to get a little bit of haze in there as the South Texas heat and humidity starts to pick up. The wind looks like it's picking up a little bit as well. You can see how strong the wind is because of how that vent is actually. You see how quickly the vapors are moving across the screen there. So the wind is definitely getting a move on, it looks like. And that's also going to shake our camera just a little bit here.
Somebody in chat was saying they saw condensation under the skirt. I'm looking. I don't know. Oh yeah, I do see condensation under the skirt. Look at that.
Yeah, you're right. You can see it coming down from the skirt.
Chilling up that Raptor. It's definitely there. It's not a whole heck of a lot, but it's there.
Again, y'all, we're continuing to watch the developing situation here. Looks like the bit of venting that was happening from the bottom of SN5. SN5 is the tall tower that's sort of middle right of the screen. That's a prototype fuel tank for a Starship. It's got a Raptor engine mounted up underneath the bottom of it. You can't see the Raptor because there's sort of a metal skirt that goes down around the sides, but it's got fuel and it's got it's got liquid oxidizer and it's got liquid methane in tanks there. And what they were shooting for was a static fire where they would actually light the Raptor engine, produce thrust, and you'd see a big cloud of dust come out from the bottom of the thing. This is just important to help them build their procedures, all their ground equipment, test everything, and that sort of stuff. Today we were not expecting to see a hop. This vehicle, I mean, I say vehicle, it looks like just a big grain silo, but this vehicle is supposed to do a hop after they pass this test. Not today, but in the future, they need to get through this gate of testing the engine before it's allowed to go. You see the box on top of it. It sort of looks like it's wearing a little square hat, or a little cube, rectangular hat. That's actually a big mass simulator. It's a big bunch of weight that they put up at the top that is supposed to simulate the rest of the structure. Normally, there would be a big cargo bay at the top, and there would be a bunch of mass for the cargo, and there'd be mass for the structure, the nose cone at the top, and that sort of stuff. So they put that up there for the hop. If this thing ever does actually fly, that mass will simulate the mass that is supposed to be there. So we are expecting a static fire. Again, monitoring the facility, trying to make sure we know what's going on. Not seeing the venting from the vehicle itself anymore. But that's what we're here. That's what the vehicle's supposed to be for, etc., etc. Yes, they added a Probodyne remote probe core to the top. Thank you, Sarian.
Oh man, now I want to play some KSP. It's been
It is.
every time I don't play for a couple days or like a couple weeks at a time, I just start getting an itch. Like, oh, I gotta sink a day into it. Gotta spend my Saturday playing KSP. It would be appropriate to have like a SM5 model up in KSP and be messing around with that right now. That's actually, my computer probably couldn't handle it, and I like paying attention to chat as much as that I can, even though that's really not that much when I'm trying to watch the screen and watch everything else. But yeah, that would be fun. I'm excited for KSP 2. You excited for KSP 2, Das?
I mean, I have a folder that says Kerbal Space Program 2 on my desktop, so yes.
What is that? What does that mean? Like, you've already made it, the place where it will go?
I'm just not allowed to unzip it until they say that it's released.
Oh, that's exciting. We have a...
Yeah, so just to update everyone, we can confirm that they have aborted the current static fire attempt, we believe, based on venting stopping on a liquid oxygen tank due to a range safety violation. So there was a boat too close to Starship, so they have, for a safety reason, had to abort the current static fire attempt. As you can see, there's no liquid oxygen venting right now. If that was a normal static fire attempt, we would still see that. So we now wait to see if they will be able to clear the range and attempt a little bit later.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
But static fire has been aborted.
Countdown until Wayward Boat tweets something snarky on Twitter.
I was wondering, how do they handle that? Like, SpaceX doesn't have any boat assets there. They don't have like a dock or a pier or anything. Would they call the Coast Guard? Would they get on the shore and yell at them with a megaphone? Like, if there was somebody in the range outside the reach of the sheriff. The sheriff maybe has a boat that they would bring over
Yeah,
from.
I bet you it would be a sheriff or a Coast Guard situation. I mean, South Padre is a big what do you call it? Like spring break and like kind of like beach town. So they'd surely have sheriffs, police with assets that are boats and whatnot.
Right.
But I'm wondering now. I bet you, I would be willing to bet. It's like a SpaceX bets kind of situation. After this, perhaps very soon after this, we'll see like a SpaceX like dinghy or Zodiac kind of like little, small inflatable, couple person boat. They might go out and use that to maintain their own exclusion zone. Because this is surely not a delay that they wanted to see.
Like a Zodiac raft or something with a bunch of big motors on the back, like special forces use.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen those, like when a booster is coming into the port of LA, back when that used to happen. When boosters are coming in, they frequently will have like that kind of boat, like it's got the kind of boat that's got like a hard hull and then the inflatable sides, like the kind you see special forces using. I think they're called Zodiacs. I don't know if that's a proprietary eponym, like Band-Aid or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, is that like
the
Kleenex?
Dinghy, Zodiac, yeah, whatever you want to call it. So I wouldn't be surprised if SpaceX got one of those for things just like this. But that's definitely that's a shame that they had to abort. Hopefully they can recycle. And it's funny, we were just talking about that, wondering what the setup for that was here, and here we go. Now we know. And also, like we were talking about earlier, the window is all the way till midnight. So they've got plenty of time to recycle. You just got to get that boat out of there and recycle, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I got a nice long window today, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm super curious. And so I was wondering, we know that we have like TFRs, flight restrictions for aircraft, and they say you can't fly within this distance, yada, yada, yada. And then I know at the Cape, when they do a launch, there's the same sort of thing for waterborne vessels, boats or whatever. But for the testing at Boca Chica, I don't think we've ever seen a published water exclusion zone. I don't know the right way to say that, like they do for Cape Canaveral, like no boats are allowed to go in this area, yada, yada, yada. So I wonder if that's going to be something we see in the future, because you can obviously get inside the exclusion zone on the water, and you go right past the static roadblock. They block the only road on the way out there, but anybody could hop on a jet ski with a camcorder and run out there, So I'm curious if this is the first time we've seen this at Boca Chica, right?
Yeah, I mean, first time for everything, and they're testing the vehicle, they're testing the ground support equipment, they're testing how they build all of these things. They're testing a launch site, an entire launch site and build site, functionally. And part of all of that is, range exclusion and exclusion zones. So, as they encounter these types of events, they will have to, learn from them and adapt their processes and their setup. So we got Scott Manley in the chat. Awesome. Hey, Scott.
Yeah. What's up, Scott? How you doing?
Always nice. By the way, I just blanked.
Launch the pad ninjas. Up here, Jerry said that they'll send Zeus out with some pool floaties on to get rid of any wayward boats.
That would be legit. Does Boston Dynamics make anything that goes in the water? That would be cool if they did.
I don't know. What if it could just walk on the ocean floor, sneak up underneath your boat, and then instead of the PTZ cam, they put like a drill on the top of it. It just drills into your boat and sinks it.
That's very Roadrunner and Coyote of you. I like it. I like it.
One of the Boston Dynamics shark. Nice. I mean, at this point, and again, y'all, I don't know. There's no official chatter on this. We don't know exactly what's going on, but I wonder if it's like a boat in distress. Like, are they having engine problems or something like that? Certainly.
Oh yeah, that's entirely possible.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I want to believe the best in people, and if there's a boat out there, and then they know that they need to get out of there, why wouldn't they move? I would think either they don't know that they're supposed to get out of there, or they're having some sort of problems. Again, y'all, we just don't know.
So yeah, if you're just joining us, we are waiting on a static fire test. We currently are not. Doesn't look like we're in the flow towards the static fire. We're thinking that they aborted.
Okay,
And we're
so
hoping that. Go
it
ahead.
sounds like the boat has been cleared or is being cleared. So now it's a question of if at what point do they have to go back to be able to continue with the test? You know, there's obviously some amount of propellant in the vehicle. Has that gotten too warm now? Do you have to completely drain it and then refill it? Do they have enough propellant to refill it? We don't know. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens here. But it is definitely possible that they could recycle and still attempt a static fire in the relatively near future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Relatively near future, meaning hopefully at some point during the window today, right?
Or possibly within the next hour or so. I'm not sure.
Oh,
But
okay.
I think somewhere in like the next hour or two is still possible.
You say near future, and I'm immediately like, oh God, tomorrow? But no.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, we'll keep on watching here. We will see what happens. There's a boat chase happening, Ian. While we're waiting for a status update on what's going on there, let's knock out some more super chats that snuck in here. Blenton Chapman, always a beautiful sight. Can't wait for the future to happen. It's happening right now, Blenton. Thank you so much for the support. We've also got, let's see here, Martin says, don't you dare call her a grain silo. Nice. Don't you dare call her a grain silo.
Sorry, Martin.
All-in-one broadcasting. Thanks for the $5. Nick and Tammy joining today. Followed for a while. Have some business ideas for you. You guys are awesome. All-in-one broadcasting. We don't hide for a living. You know how to get in touch with us. Thank you so much for the support there. Chris, thanks for all this coverage and work you have all been doing. Thank you for the Canadian dollars. We've got All-in-One Broadcasting also with the new membership. So thank you again for the double support and kind words all in one. Martin Kerrigan tossed a 5 in there. We've got, let's see here, Along Lee, when's the SN5 bottle getting made? Were we going to put an SN5 themed bottle in the shop or something? I don't think I've heard of it.
We were talking about it, but I don't. That's like the kind. I would have to actually go and get a product designed. I don't know the first thing about doing all that. Although I wish I did. But no, we don't think we have any plans to get an SN5 bottle in the shop. Although that'd be really cool. I would love an SN5 water bottle, but
we'll have to look into that and see if it's a possibility to do the water bottle thing. Here's another one from Cole Logan. Asked what other starships will become buildings. So we know that Hopper is a building. We know that we've got some fins or those what do we call them, ailerons? What were you calling the things that are now a sunshade for the snack bar?
yeah, I think fins is a good word.
Yeah. So we know that those are there. Do we know of any other uses for test articles that may become structures?
Well, if you've seen in some of the recent daily updates from Mary, they have seemingly been repurposing serial number 2, which is, if you don't remember, number 2 was another one of those test tanks like serial number 7. It wasn't a complete Starship tank section. It was just almost like just a methane tank, I think. But it has been worked on a bunch over the last week. They've been putting some extra plumbing on it. So I'm not sure quite what they are doing to SN2, but maybe they'll repurpose it as a water tank or something like that. And then of course Hopper, we all know Starhopper's there with its cameras and whatnot. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, like for example, if SN5 hops 150 meters successfully and then lands successfully, what do they then do with it? I mean, I can't see them tearing it down and scrapping it. They would have to go set it out somewhere and then do something with it, right? So I don't know. Who knows? It's a good question.
Yeah.
So again, if you're just joining us, the first static fire attempt has been aborted due to a boat in the range. So now we are waiting to see if SpaceX is able to recycle and make a second attempt.
And so hopefully we see the farm spool up again. We see a lot of venting happening. And what we really want to see happening is condensation coming from the skirt, the bottom of SN5, and we want to see vent happening out the side of SN5. So when we start to see those visual cues, that means that fuel is flowing back into the test article. The Starship SN5 is the big tower tank-looking thing on the right-hand side. Let me knock out a couple more of these. Brittany asked, how much does a range violation cost SpaceX? I mean, how many people are involved with the test right now and then having to push it back? I don't know. I can't put a number on that. SpaceX probably can put a number on that, but that's not something that we would have access to. SpaceX doesn't tell us what every hour of test operations cost, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a good question, but that's not one that we are privy to the answer on. Tonushi, I guess so. What if the boat carries Earth First protesters who are against space colonization? I haven't heard of. Are there actually protest groups that are against colonization of other planets, or is that like a sci-fi thing?
I don't know.
I've never heard of that. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Once we really get there, I bet you there is something like that, but I don't know that there are any groups like that are active yet.
Well, you see that the SpaceX drone just flew right across this camera pretty close.
Oh, I didn't see it. Chad, did y'all see that? The drone flying across? I was reading super chats.
I'm going back to rewind and look.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, Chad saw it.
I can't find it. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a heck of a thing to protest against, right?
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Yeah, people protest all sorts of stuff, you know. So
yeah, that's their right.
Yeah. One last one. Build into trains. This was a question. Did you ever find out what gas was coming out of the flare stack and why was it venting from there unlit? Talking about the big, massive amount of gas we saw coming out, seemingly coming out of the top of the flare stack, but not actually lit. There's no combustion happening there. We don't have any official word on that. It seems unlikely that it would be methane. It seems more likely that it would be something that they can vent, because you're not supposed to be just tossing methane into the atmosphere like that. Again, we don't know for sure. Jack, do we know anything else about that? I don't think so.
No, I don't think we got any kind of word or anything, but yeah, I think, I mean, hopefully it was just nitrogen. So it sure seems like it could have just been nitrogen, so.
Yeah. And then a couple more. Yeah, Jonathan, if something can be protested, it will be. And then Forestville, new membership, thank you so much for joining here us today. Yes.
So hilarious that we had a test scrub, or sorry, I did not mean to say that word. We had a test abort, due to a wayward boat. That's like, it's always fun when we get these firsts here. So we had a weird first today. It was a wayward boat on the Boca Chica range.
Yeah. I imagine we're not going to see that again anytime soon, I hope. Like, certainly they will take some steps.
Yeah, I would not be shocked.
So we're going to keep watching. Strong indication that the test was, at the very least, delayed due to the wayward boat on the range. Somebody too close for safety on the rocket there, but we're going to keep on seeing if we see any indications. I don't know. We don't have the bull snort on right now, do we? That bull snort tank?
No, I don't think I see it.
Yeah, I think it's just off the left of the camera here. But again, no official comms here or anything like that. SpaceX doesn't tell us anything officially. There's not like a big board there, like a big lit sign that gives the current status of the test or anything. So we're going to keep watching. The bull snort vent is not turned on right now. Hey, Julian Singer, I saw in the chat there earlier, you said congrats on 100,000 NASA spaceflight just last night. At some point over the course of the night, NASA Spaceflight's channel over here on the YouTube side, if you're watching on Twitch, I'm talking about YouTube here, we ticked over 100,000 subscribers in less than a year of operation. So it's been since late last year, early this year, that we really started doing the daily videos. A lot of stuff from Boca Chica, more and more live streams, more and more other videos. Like we got Julia's port update for the SpaceX chasing fleet out there, all the booster return and fairing catching ships and stuff like that. We've been putting more and more videos on the YouTube channel, and we just ticked over that 100,000 mark. So if they're still doing those fancy plaques, hopefully soon we will see a picture of the NASA spaceflight plaque out there at Boca Chica. We'll see how close we can get it to Hopper or something. And definitely, I think, I don't make the decisions on this, but I bet you dollars to the donuts that thing arrives down at Boca Chica quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because the Boca Chica content and all the work that Boca Chica gal, Mary, has put in out there has definitely been critical to the growth of the channel over here. You think that's the right way to put it? It sounds like it's not enough credit to Mary. I think we need to give more credit to Mary.
No, I think you did it right. She's out there every day, all day, every day, doing what she does, bringing us these views. So thank you to her.
There's a good question over here. What is the population of Boca Chica? Residents that don't work for SpaceX? It's like 4 or 5 people now. It used to be probably in the tens of people, and I don't know the exact count of people that are still there, but most of the people that lived there, I would be surprised if it was above 50, right? Most of the people that lived there actually sold out their properties and an offer that SpaceX made a good while back and no longer have access to the site. But a couple of them stayed, and Boca Chica gal, Mary, who runs the cameras for us, I guess you would say, for us, don't need to put that in there, she still lives there. She's one of the few remaining residents, but I don't know the exact official count. I know that it's a dwindling number of actual residents. Now, in terms of how many SpaceX employees live there, we know that there's a lot of housing that's been built for SpaceX employees, and there's a lot of temporary housing, a bunch of Airstream trailers and other sort of RV things that have appeared up there. So, Jack, do we know any sort of guess on how many SpaceX employees work? It's almost like whatever number we have, it would be different tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure on a number there, but there definitely are a number of people that still live there in Boca Chica, and Mary is one of them, and that is why we have these unprecedented and unparalleled views.
Yeah.
So we're super thankful for that. And I mean, I can understand just personally having been there, woken up in Boca Chica, stayed there for a number of nights. It's a wonderful place to live. I wouldn't want to sell out for any amount of money. So, and it's, who would want to give up a view like this? I mean, come on. So.
And there's a bunch of activity happening from the farm again. I don't know exactly what that means. It's just, I want to see the bull vent, because last time I said, well, once that bull vent goes, that's a good sign that they're depressurizing a bunch of stuff. But the bull vent is off the side right there. I don't know what that specific vent that we can't quite see signifies, but
It'd be so awesome to have a map of what every vent is and what type of gas is coming out.
Oh,
I don't know. Speaking of a map, we were just talking about wanting to know what tank was what, and I think in the most recent daily update video, in the shot where Mary got with the nitrogen loading, the 2 really tall black vertical tanks on the left of the horizontal white ones there, and I know there's several vertical ones, but at least 2 of them were liquid nitrogen, and they had liquid nitrogen stamped on the side. And we had just been talking about wanting to know what each tank was, and I'm just like, oh man, they stamped it on the side for us. So yeah, I would love to know. I would love to just have a diagram, be like, yep, this vent is that, this tank is this. It would be so nice.
Yeah, that would be cool if we could. We'd like an overhead map that showed like here's all the pipes, and then liquid nitrogen starts here and then flows this way, and that would be really cool. I mean,
Yeah,
clearly,
like a subway map almost, like a
yeah,
really nice graphically designed diagram. I would love that.
yep. SpaceX clearly has an industrial diagram that shows how all that stuff works, but we just have to sort of guess how it works.
A couple questions. Again, if you have questions in chat, just tag NASASpaceflight, and we will continue to try to get through as many as possible. Sean Ring has a good question. Can they fly the drone over the water to watch the waterways? I'm not sure about that. They definitely were able. We definitely think they sent like a police boat or something out to the other boat, and we also saw the drone fly across our camera from a different angle that we've seen before. So I'm not sure if that drone was coming back from over the water or what, but
They definitely would have the range to get out there with that kind of drone, and they would certainly have the ability to,
yeah.
like range wise and transmission wise.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I don't think we've seen anything official on that, but it wouldn't surprise me, I guess. That's how I would answer that. And then a similar question from Matthew. How easy is it for boaters to find out when there are exclusion zones? Another good question. For most rocket launches, the Coast Guard will publish exclusion zones. I'm not sure that we've really seen them for Starship, though. So, yeah, that's a good question. I know the beach is closed, so presumably you shouldn't be near the beach, and that's where these boaters went.
I mean, whatever that one vent is still going like gangbusters there. So
Yeah,
it's not. So a lot of times when the tank farm is active, the vapors that we see come from behind the three tanks that are sort of in the foreground. You know those three sort of twin tanks. Pretty sure they hold the water. We'll see a lot of stuff coming out of that area, but this is just in the background there. So
Yeah.
I don't see any activity on the vehicle itself. I don't see any vapors coming from the bottom of the vehicle down from the skirt. So it's not looking like there's any activity on the vehicle itself right now.
We don't. Some questions about the readiness graphic. We don't have the readiness graphic on stream because we do not know the readiness status. If you can tell us if they are scrubbing or recycling for another attempt, you probably must have insider information because from this view, I don't see any way for us to know exactly what's happening. So since we are a media outlet, we cannot say something unless we have high confidence. And I do not have high confidence in which option it is right now, so we're not showing the graphic.
Yeah. So like Michael was saying, we do not. Right now we're in an unknown situation, right? It's the first time we've had a boat out there. We're getting some weird activity from the tank farm, lots of activity, but not the activity that we normally see, and no activity from the vehicle. So again, SpaceX does not give even an order of operations on the test. They've never published something that says, here's exactly what happens and the timings for everything that we do during a test, because they don't know. It's always evolving. It's always changing, right? So we, as a news organization, we want to actually be accurate with what we tell you. We may guess at some things, but putting the graphic up on the screen makes it seem like, oh yeah, this is exactly what's going on. And if you have someone telling you exactly what's going on, I hope they don't lose their job at SpaceX.
Yep. So
I think that's the more forward way of saying what you were saying there.
yeah, and also remember, everyone, this is just a test that SpaceX is performing, like, you know, any normal test that they do in McGregor, Texas, at a test facility or whatnot. It just happens to be something that is in public view. So in a normal situation, the company would not be communicating every little detail that's happening. This is just a unique situation where we have great access because they're testing so close to a public vantage point. But, you know, almost any company would not be giving you a play-by-play update as to what is happening, and that is no different here. So the only way we find out what's happening really is if Elon tweets something in response to somebody on Twitter.
Yep.
But
yep.
that hasn't
Wow.
happened yet, so we just have to wait and see.
That is a lot of venting or condensation coming from that area down there. Wow.
I think
It's
it's at
just-
the rate that that's going, I don't think that can be condensation. That's not like
That's a big vent.
atmosphere. Yeah, it's not atmosphere touching the external cold surface of a metal tank or something.
Yeah, no,
That
you're right.
looks like something that's coming out of a vent or a valve or something like that.
Huh.
Maybe like liquid oxygen getting drained or something out of the vehicle. I don't know. That's just a guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would make sense.
Jocelyn asked a question. Jocelyn Wagner asked, have you ever gotten in trouble for coming close or actually violating SpaceX's IP? Jocelyn, we take great care to make sure that we follow whatever rules we're given. So if we're at Cape Canaveral covering a launch, if we're at a facility, if we're interviewing someone, or here, if we're in a public location, but they've closed it down, it's not open to the public, but it's open to residents, there's a hard roadblock, we do whatever we can to make sure that not only are our staff safe, but we're following all the rules. So I'll just leave it at that. We always try to make sure that we are doing things in a safe manner. And if somebody tells us to jump, well, I don't know if we would say how high, but we would definitely jump if they told us to, I don't know, say jump out of the way of a rocket that's whatever. Anyways, you get the point.
Yeah, it's not hard to stay outside of the exclusion zones. They
Yeah.
make it pretty clear. If
Yeah.
you end up inside the exclusion zone by accident, you most likely have not been using your brain very well.
Yeah.
Hightower asked if that venting we're seeing there by Hopper could be the methane recondenser. No, I think that's further to the right from our point of view right now. If the location we think it's at is correct.
Again, y'all, we're sort of standing by, looking for something. Now the venting looks like it's spooled down a little bit there, but again, no activity from the vehicle itself. We're not seeing the bottom LOX vents go off. We're not seeing the top vents go off. We're not seeing any condensation from the South Texas humidity hitting the cold sides of the tank. A lot of the times we can use that as a visual indication that tank is cold, because it's humid down there in South Texas, and you get humid air just like the side of a frosty beverage that you may have, like a glass with some ice and a drink in it. You get that condensation, the sweat on the outside of it, and a lot of times we'll see this on the tank there, and that gives us an indication that it's cold because it's got something cold like LOX inside of it. They're not seeing any of those things right now, unfortunately, meaning not seeing any evidence of fueling operations or moving forward with the vehicle at this time. Well, that sounds too official. At this time? What?
Yeah, that was super official. Good job.
What deal is that?
There was a wayward boat in the vector. We had to move it out of the zone. Just start talking really official.
Yeah, right.
A question from Richard: what's the tower on the tank? Radio or weather? So at the very bottom of the tower, they have a bunch of PTZ cameras that monitor the testing, and they also have some thermal imaging cameras as well. And then on the very top of the tower, they have 3 wind detection or wind speed measurement instruments. So weather on top and cameras on the bottom.
Save your official sounding words for the Bluebird stream. Nice. How far away is Hopper? I'm just doing some real-time questions as they come through.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I was just about to answer that.
Go for it, Jack. You got it.
It's, I think, what, about
Oh, wait,
1.5?
sorry. Look, the Starship is venting.
Oh, Starship is venting.
Turn up ambient.
Stand by. There you go. That's the vent.
This looks like they're depressing or something.
It does look like an extended vent from both of those vents on the tank is usually a sign that they're shutting it down.
Yeah, it looks exactly like the depressors that we've been seeing.
Yep.
So we'll see if the dents reappear at some point.
And it's a good time to say the question was about how far away are we. It's about 1.5, 1.6 miles, right, Jack?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Somewhere right in there. So we'll see the venting stop, and we'll still hear the noise for a little while because it takes sound a couple seconds to get from there to here at 1.5 miles away.
Yeah, about 6 seconds, a little over 6 seconds, between 6 and 7. So listen for that.
Yeah, and I've turned up the ambient again so we can hear the sound of that venting. Extended vent from both of those is definitely looking like a depressurization, though.
Yeah, so if they are able to make another attempt today, it's not going to be imminent, that's for sure. And now it looks like the venting has visually stopped. So,
Yep. So we can't really see from this angle if it's depressurized or not, like if the dents have returned or what have you, but that certainly looked like a detanking vent, a big long double vent. Womp womp. Good thing is they have a lot of window today to recycle and reset and get back and going again, hopefully.
a lot of window. They still have 13.5 hours.
Static fire 3 times. Let's do it.
Yeah. So the real question is, what are we going to do? I mean, SpaceX knows that they have an awful long time to recycle here. Normally we watch for the road closures to close and open, but like we said earlier, we know that SpaceX is not being too terribly sticky with the road closures because the beach is closed anyways. The Cameron County, which is the Texas county that Boca Chica Village is in, currently has that Boca Chica beach closed due to COVID-19 restrictions, so nobody should be going out there anyways. So I think it gives SpaceX a little bit of leniency with the, what's the right way to say it? Leniency with how strict or how they have to do the road closures, the roadblocks, right?
Yeah.
So
more venting.
Yep, there's a little one from the top there.
Zach Peters says play Kerbal as an answer to what to do.
And you can see we're getting a little bit more haze. It's getting hotter and hotter out there. 10:30 a.m. local time. Not looking like there's too terribly many clouds out, so it's it's going to get toasty out there in Boca Chica. And, you know, one of the things we always think about is we don't want Mary to have to sit out there for 12 hours waiting for something. So we're always looking for signs of the roads opening up or the farm spooling down or the vehicle, the bull snort venting, whatever you want to call that thing. Just things that we can use as a way to get Mary back into the air conditioning for lunch and stuff like that. So she's not having to sit outside for hours and hours. So with another 13.5 hours left in the window, we are certainly staring this tank farm down so we can make a call as to what our plan is, just so we can get Mary back inside.
I mean, worst case, we can always just end the stream, let Mary get some air conditioning, and then if there's signs of propellant loading later, we can always go live again.
Yeah. You know, I sort of do see what seems to be a bit of condensation on SN5. Do you see that? It looks
Yeah, I
like
think
the lower tank is definitely darker than the skirt.
and part of the methane tank maybe, but
Yeah.
that's probably from that depressurization. Like,
Huh.
Yeah, like when you're holding a can of duster.
Yeah, the canned air stuff, and it gets cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So something PV equals NRT.
There you go. Like when you have too much air in a balloon and something bad happens.
Yeah. There's like a beep or a honk or something like that over there. Yeah, Starship. When it depressurizes, the structure should be cold because as the pressure drops, the temperature drops there.
Chemistry.
Physics?
Physics. History.
Chemistry is applied physics, really, I guess. Did my wife
Chemiphys.
hear that? I hope not. Yeah, we've talked about thermal cameras and stuff like that, but a thermal camera with a range of 1.5 miles is, yeah, really expensive. Like, really expensive. So, not exactly in the budget right now. A thermal camera with that's like the sort of thing you mount underneath the chin of a Apache attack helicopter, right?
Yeah, or on like a tracking mount you tow behind a large pickup truck or Humvee or something. Like a tracking mount trailer with its own wheels and stabilization thing and a whole, yeah, so.
Yeah. I mean, I do see the color differentiation there on the side of SN5, but the fact that there's no condensation coming off the bottom of SN5, right? Because, you know, when you've got that cold LOX in there, we get this constant vapor sort of falling off the bottom of it. We're not seeing that, so I think that discoloration is probably more due to the depressurization or something than it is, oh, that tank is filled up with LOX, you know? LOX is on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
I always second guess myself. I say it out loud, and I've said it 1,000 times. Then I'm like, wait a second, did I say that wrong?
Oh man, in the comments on one of the recent daily videos, I tend to watch the comments, you know, for at least like an hour or so after it posts.
That's funny. I tend to delete them.
Just
no negativity.
I couldn't hear what you said. You got garbled. So
No.
whatever joke you told, I just missed it. Damn, darn it.
Just sort of laugh for me. It's all good.
Ha! But yeah, somebody in the comments on YouTube was like, "Oh, that's not a methane downcomer. It doesn't go through the LOX tank. The LOX is on top." And in my head, I know the methane is on top. I know the methane is on top. But just because somebody, you know, I got gaslit a little bit. Somebody was like, "No, the LOX is on top, but the LOX goes through the methane tank." And I'm like, "What? No, And so I sat there for a second and then realized, yes, no, I know what's going on. I'm not incorrect, but it happens sometimes.
Again, if you're joining us, you're wondering what's going on. This is a live view from Boca Chica, Texas. It's the SpaceX test facility for Starship prototypes down there. That is SpaceX Starship SN5 is the big tower tank on the right-hand side. We were standing by for a static fire, but we believe static fire was aborted due to unsafe conditions on the range. Looked like a boat was too close to it, and if there was a boat with a person on it there, they would have scrubbed that test. If something goes wrong, you don't want to be too close to this thing. We saw with SN4 exactly what can happen when you get that fuel-air mix and a sudden ignition source. That thing just goes boom in a hurry. So we were expecting a static fire. We think that unsafe conditions, that boat on the range, caused them to scrub that and pull that back. It doesn't look like they proceeded through tanking operations there. Maybe what happened is they got to that part of the test and they saw something they didn't like, and then they had to scrub it because the boat was there, and so they're going to roll out there and check it or something. Again, I don't know. There's no official communication channel from SpaceX telling us, oh, yes, this is what happened just now. So we're sort of watching. Not sure we're going to see the boat, the roadblock is what I was looking for. The boat block. I need to put a boat block out.
Oh, I love boat block. How have I never heard that?
So, in any event, we're not sure exactly what indication we may see here that would tell us. Now, look at that, Jack. Now there's tank farm activity happening from behind the 3 tanks.
Look at that.
A lot of times when we see activity from there, it's a sign that things are sort of spooling up. I don't know. It's not a lot of activity, though. It's just like maybe one little valve went off for a second. Jack, you want to grab some super chats there? We're getting a little bit behind.
Oh,
Pay
yeah.
the bills.
Wow. Look at that. I think you already did, Jonathan, saying grats on 100K. You did somebody saying grats on 100K. Either way, Jonathan gave us $5 and said grats on 100K, which, if y'all didn't know, we just hit 100K on, yeah, I'm clicking.
All right, cool.
We just hit 100K subscribers, so that's kind of a big deal. We haven't been doing this channel for too long, and it's awesome. Thank you, everybody, for the support, and thank you, for Jonathan, for the $5. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Do the things so the computer overlords know that you like us. Because we live in a world dominated by computer overlords. So tell them you like us. Let's see. Peter Crowhurst, thank you for the $5. They ask, why is there no static lightning towers in the test pad area? That's a very good question. I would think that they just they haven't built them yet. If they even, I mean, I don't know that they need them. If the vehicle gets hit by lightning, does it just go through the shell of the vehicle and go into the ground? I mean, is it its own lightning tower? Is that a thing? Probably not, because it's a rocket. Somebody save me. DOS? Why don't they have lightning arresters yet?
Starship's a pretty good lightning arrestor in and of itself.
Okay, so I was not incorrect.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. So, I imagine we will see some of the lightning protection stuff like we see at the Cape once they get a little more situated in their operation. Certainly once there's a super heavy launch pad. I don't even know what the lightning tower to protect the super heavy would look like. It's going to be a massive lightning tower.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but good point. Let's see. Dennis, thank you for the €2. They say, hello, I want to wish everybody a very nice day. Thanks for doing that, Dennis. I hope you have a really nice day. And I hope everybody here watching, all 6,362 of you, have a really great day. What day is it today even? Everything's starting to blur together. It's July 30th. It is a Thursday. Holy cow, it's Thursday. Have a great Thursday, everybody. Forestville says, thanks for the $5, Forestville. They say, we need to chip in for a NASASpaceflight spectrometer so we can tell which gases are where. That would be super cool. Oh, man. That would be, I mean, again, we would love to know what each individual vent does, what each individual tank is, and some of them we know and some of them we're guessing. But it sure would be nice to know what each individual thing is. It's a good suggestion. And then Punked, thank you for the 99. What do you call like change or like, you know, fractions of a euro. It's not cents, right? Or is it cents?
Eurettes?
Now I feel really
maybe?
Eurettes. Yeah, thanks for the 99 Eurettes.
Eurettes.
Oh God, Scott Haysom,
I
thanks
don't
for
know.
the $2. You did it. It was your fault. Darn boats getting in the way of rockets. Joe Archer, thank you for the £5. Let's see. Javon Cabarrus. Hopefully I'm not butchering your name. Thank you for the $5. Feel like I've been waiting forever. Thanks for the outstanding coverage. Yeah, this has been a little bit of a long haul one here. But they will get it static fired when it's good and ready and when it's safe, more importantly. Don't want to injure anybody, especially not members of the public.
Apparently it's
static
cents
fired
officially for euros.
It's
euros
cents?
and cents.
Okay, yeah, chat is telling me it's cents.
I'm
And
calling
a
them
dummy.
eurettes.
Yeah, it's Eurettes. I'm sorry. This is America. It's Eurettes. Space Koala, thank you for the $3. And Emily Bowen, thank you for becoming a new member. That's super awesome.
Absolutely. Whew. These are definitely some challenging streams, Jack. Like, you don't really know what the plan is, and we're just sort of hanging out. I am amazed that 6,200 people are hanging out with us here. We really do appreciate y'all chilling out. Literally, it's just a picture of a place in Texas with some vapor going off of a tank, and then just a bunch of people hanging out talking about stuff, answering questions, and that sort of thing. Bluebird, no, bluebird break time? They left the nest. I got no bluebirds. They're all gone. It's sad.
Yeah, the dearth of bluebirds is not in our control. It's unfortunate, but there will be more birds, I'm sure. And also, we were talking about this a little while ago. When the time comes, you're gonna have to help me set up an owl cam.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. Because they're in the box right now, so we can't, get in there and bother them. But whenever they leave for the season, I forget when, at my friend's place, we'll be able to go up there, and I will heavily modify their owl box, put a camera in there, and maybe that'll help ease the pain when the bluebirds leave the nest. We'll switch over to the owls, and then you'll never have an empty nest, Beth. Let's see, Richard Seeger, really good question. How long is it to recycle? Well, get out your stopwatch. Something tells me today we will find out. Right? I mean, it seems like that they probably would recycle after something like this. So I don't know if it'll tell us a minimum recycle time, but yeah, it would be nice to know that. I would, like many things that I would love to actually know the concrete answer to.
Yep. Jack, I'm looking at what we thought was the condensation on the side of the tank, and it looks like it's sort of clearing up. Do you see that? It's getting splotchy.
Yeah, so then it was from a detanking or like a venting type situation, like we were talking about. That would make sense. That it would appear briefly and then go away if that was the case.
I think that's a pretty good indication that that tank is not filled with super cold anything right now. It looks splotchy, like it's starting to clear up,
Roger Zerbe, thank you for becoming a pad rat. Welcome to our membership program. Throw an emoji in chat. Do we have a Gwen? Yeah, throw a Gwen in chat now that you got it. Everyone give me a Gwen in chat because she rocks. All our members. Yeah, our members, the membership program is pretty awesome. You get extra, what do you call it? Like a preview video on the YouTube channel there. You get some emojis in chat. The higher levels, you get Discord access. So yeah, thank you to all of our members for your support, and thank you to everyone subscribing. Holy cow, we hit 100K, you guys. We hit 100K, you guys. It's all thanks to viewers just tuning in for Texas Tank Watchers, and thanks to Mary for being out there relentlessly, utterly relentlessly. And our members are throwing Gwens in chat. Thanks, y'all. 101K. All right, I stand corrected.
101.5K, actually.
What?
It ticked. We were all like, oh, maybe we'll be live, we'll have a party, and we'll blow party horns or throw confetti or something like that, and it literally ticked over 100,000 while we were sleeping last night.
Yeah, I was really, really hoping it would happen while we were live, and there you go. That's the way she goes.
Yeah. Should a static fire happen and be successful, how long before the 150-meter hop? Richard Sigurd, that is a great question that only Actually, I don't even think SpaceX knows the answer to that.
No, definitely not.
Certainly know what they would maybe try for, but would it actually work out that way? This is all experimental, trying to make things work here. This isn't, oh yes, well, if we finish the static fire, then 3 days later we'll be hopping. Like, that's just not how it works when you're making, I guess, making this stuff up, breaking new ground. I don't even know what the right way to say that is, you know?
Probably at least, 2 days, I would imagine. Minimum, maybe 3. Definitely a couple days in between, though, because they will have to do a lot of data review after the static fire to make sure everything is okay.
We're currently the Texas D-Tank watchers.
Yeah, it's not looking too promising for a recycle at this point.
Yeah. I mean, the tank farm activity has basically spooled all the way down. That big venting that we saw over near the base of Hopper, that's almost... Oh, look at that. Of course, as soon as I said that, it starts to... Okay, no. I can continue to say that it's spooled most of the way down. And no activity from the vehicle. The splotchiness, it looks like it's got stainless steel poisoning or something. Not looking like it's getting any activity on the vehicle either. Hey Zachary, thanks for the $2. Mary needs a Mai Tai. I don't know if Mary drinks Mai Tais, but we'll substitute frosty beverage for that. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. even though it's 8:46 a.m.
little early.
And I'm not out in the sun, but you know.
Kizifi asks, who gets the play button? I think I know the answer.
The plaque?
Yeah, it's just
the silver play
Mary.
button that you get for getting 100,000 subscribers. I believe it's going to go to Mary first, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, let's be honest. I think almost all these subscribers have come from Boca Chica content. So, Mary is the one that is going to get the play button sent to her, I think.
Yeah, we got to get some pictures of that play button with like SN4 in the background, Hopper in the, not SN4, SN5 in the background, or Hopper in the background, or whatever. Stargate
she goes back in time
background.
with a time machine and takes a selfie of herself holding the play button in front of the detonation.
Just take a picture of a random pile of scrap on the ground. There's SN4. We can just call it.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I definitely think we want to get some, well, almost like the garden gnome that shows up on the travel website or whatever, right? And here's the play button next to Hoppy, and here's the play button next to a raptor driving by, and here's the play button next to forklift guy.
Yeah, it should be like the NSF flat Stanley.
Yeah,
like here's a play button in a remote setup, stuff like that. Remote video with the play button in the frame would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be good for an updated intro video.
Oh yeah, that would be really cool. I wonder if it rusts if you leave it outside.
You just have that one for free. I'll just give you that one. Take that one home for you. Put it in your pocket. Sorry, what were you gonna say before I was being stupid?
Oh, nothing. I'm looking at the 5-pixel line now. Hang on.
Oh, I in our back channel I told Das about a thing, and it has now obsessed him.
I'm in charge of these things. I don't abide any lines. That's
I would have said
overlay
something
moving
earlier.
around.
Now I feel bad. It's not the overlay.
Yeah, definitely not the overlay. but I don't think it's that either. When I drag it to the right, does it disappear? I don't think it does.
No, it's just there. It must be a YouTube thing, huh?
Yeah, that's
Wait.
not me. Not my fault. All right, you wigged me out for a second, Jack.
I'm sorry. I really apologize. I'll try to derail us less next time.
I don't see it on my end.
Oh, no kidding. I just refreshed. Hang on. It might just be my busted trash can Mac Pro.
Chat, does anybody in chat see a black bar on the right-hand side of the video?
Like 5 pixels.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, Jack. That is a YouTube glitch. I've seen that before. If you
Drop
change your
shadow or
YouTube
something?
quality, it'll go away.
Ooh.
But yeah, I've seen that before. It's a YouTube glitch.
Bam,
Yeah,
it's
nope.
gone.
Nope,
Oh,
nope.
hallelujah, it's gone.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what was the fix?
I changed my quality settings from
Yeah,
auto,
exactly.
which happened to be 480 for some reason, because I have my default settings set to 1080. But I changed it to 1080p 60 and it went away. So Chad, if you're seeing a 5-pixel black bar on the side of your image, that shouldn't be there. That's YouTube being weird. Change your quality settings on up, or I think to anything, and that'll solve the problem. Hang on, let me go to 720 60. Yep, looks good. So yeah, that was weird, but it must be a thing that happens when you're at 480 auto, which really you shouldn't.
Thank you, chat, for pointing that out.
What just happened?
Wait, I'm reading. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, it looks like there's a temporary flight restriction was just issued for the 150-meter hop. So I can tell you that they are targeting August 2nd for the hop. Will that actually happen? Who knows? But the hop window opens August 2nd at 1300 UTC and lasts until August 3rd at 1 a.m. UTC.
That's awesome.
Well, they better get this static fire going. Switch the valve and start putting the stuff back in the rocket there, please.
Yeah. Like hit all the tank farm valve buttons and just make the thing start flowing into the thing, and push the go button and make it go, and then don't hit the confuse media button, please.
The confused media button, nice. Hey, Adri. Welcome to the member. I don't know. Thanks for the membership. You gotta have a way to say that. Like on Twitch, when people sub to me, like on Twitch, a membership is a sub on Twitch.
Yep.
And I'll say like, oh, welcome to the Academy, because I'm the Kerbal Space Academy and blah, 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 right? So I have a thing to say. But what do you say on YouTube? Like, thanks for membering up or whatever. I don't know.
I've started playing Civilization more, and I've been watching this guy, and he has a thing, set up on Twitch whenever somebody subs or whatever. I don't know what the terminology is. I feel like an old. It like plays an audio clip and a video clip, and so people will just start spamming the subs just so it keeps playing the audio clip over them and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I love things like that, man. Like that's what Twitch is good for. It's super. It's super. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, not customizable, but just like you have more of a connection with the audience. I don't know, because you can do stuff like that. I guess
it's very community driven.
Yeah,
I guess,
there
right?
you go.
Yeah,
there
notifier. It's a notifier is what you're looking for. I've got one on my channel that it's like a sound that I got a friend to do professional VO for it. It's like, welcome to the Academy, and it's got like noises in the background and stuff. And it takes 3.4 or 3.7 seconds to play, and every now and then, like the big supporter or something.
Wait. I'm sorry. Wait.
What?
Did you say between 4 and 3.7 seconds? Because that's very precise.
Yeah, no. The story will explain why. So
Go.
every now and then, like a massive supporter, like I don't know if Champions are around right now, but some people show up and just drop massive amounts of support for the channel sometimes, and they'll do like 100 gifted subs, right? You can just on Twitch, you can hit a button, and Twitch will charge you $500, and it'll just randomly give 100 people in chat a channel membership, basically, right?
Yeah.
But the notifier plays for every single one.
So it's just going to play 100 times.
It plays 100 times, and then he'll count them, and when they start to get to the end, he'll do another 100 subs, and it'll be playing the notifier for whatever 3.4 seconds times 100 is, and then it'll play for another, and it's like 15 minutes of listening to the notifier going off, and it's always like right when I'm like, okay, well, here in Kerbal Space Program, let's go over how we can do an interplanetary trajectory.
Welcome to the Academy. Welcome to the Academy.
Yeah, and it just plays that over and over.
That's hilarious.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain, right? But anyways, speaking of notifiers and interrupting the streamer, I definitely know how that goes. It's really spooled down over there, isn't it? Have we checked the back channel what the status of the roadblock is? But they may not even get rid of the roadblock today. They have the whole window.
I'm thinking we might just spool down the stream and come back when activity starts up again, because we could be waiting for like 6 or 8 hours.
It's
I mean, it seems like a good idea, and we definitely don't want to keep Mary out roasting in the sun. You can see the heat distortion is starting to pick up, so I bet it's starting to heat up out there. So it's 11. It's almost midday. It's got to be getting rough.
Yep, I agree. Jack, you want to give us a recap of what we were subjected to here today on Texas Tank Watchers?
Today on Texas Tank Watchers, yeah, we saw a static fire attempt that looks like it was aborted due to a wayward boat. Funnily enough, not an issue with the vehicle, we don't think. At least we don't know. It just seemed like a boat got in the way, and we're hoping they will be able to recycle now that they've gotten the boat out of the way. So that's about it. We saw some activity from the tank farm. We saw some activity from the vehicle. We think the vehicle remains pressurized, but we think it has been detanked. I think all of that is correct. Would you guys agree?
I think I agree with what we're seeing on the farm right now,
Do you concur?
Do you concur? Oh, I should have concurred.
But yeah, I guess we're gonna spool down and come back live when it looks like hopefully something is about to happen. Hopefully something will.
Yeah, as much as I'd love to sit here and listen to the dulcet tones of vehicles backing up and wind, I think that's a good call for now. We don't have any specific time that we would expect to be live. What we're going to do is we're going to keep an eye on things. We're going to get Mary back in the comfort of the air conditioning. That's what we're going to tell Mary to do, but knowing Mary, she's going to go out and start recording video in places.
Yeah, she's going to go shoot video at the build site, and then I'll start cutting a daily video for today. And that's how we work.
I've been around here enough to know what's probably going to happen, but we want Mary to get inside, get some lunch, get cooled off, and we will continue to monitor the situation out there at Boca Chica. If there's any activity starting to pick back up again, we see a bunch of SpaceXers starting to crowd around the roadblock or something, like there's something to watch, you can bet we'll be back live. But for now, we'll go ahead and shut this stream down unless anybody wants to tell me not to do that. Nope, nobody told me. Yes.
Go for it, I said.
Go for it. All right, cool. Okie dokie. So y'all, again, thank you all for showing up. I mean, almost 6,000 people. At some point, there were up to 8,000 people watching over here. If you're joining me on Twitch, thank you all for joining as well. But we will continue to monitor the situation out there at Boca Chica. If there's a static fire, we're not going to miss it. They'd have to get up early. Never mind. Anyways, we're not going to miss the static fire. If we can at all possible get a camera into position safely, we will definitely do so. And hopefully we get something happening a little bit later this evening. But for now, we're going to get Mary back into the air conditioner, and we'll go ahead and shut down the stream. Thanks one more time for all the support. We're able to do this because of y'all. In the meantime, follow us on Twitter. One of our commentators here was Jack Bayer. Jack, say hi so they know the sound of your voice.
Hello, this is the sound of my voice.
Nice. And I'm going to put a link to Jack's Twitter in there. I got that one ready.
And there's info on screen.
Oh, yes, and up in the corner of the screen there. Yeah, excellent. And then also...
Hopefully we'll be able to come back and do some more Texas Tank watching later today. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Absolutely. Also, we got Michael in there as well. There's NASASpaceflight, Michael Baylor. Thank you so much for everything you do to make the streams happen.
No problem.
And we've also, of course, got Mary. I'm going to put Boca Chica Gal in there. If you're not following Mary already, I don't know what to tell you. Boca Chica Gal. I'm typing them as fast as I can. There we go. You need to follow Mary if you want to keep up with what's happening down there at South Texas. One of the very few remaining residents who, I'm going to say at this point, professionally captures what's going on, because her photography and the videos she makes are amazing. Panlink aside, she definitely does a fantastic
it's two separate
job.
statements too. She's one of the only remaining residents, and then also she's definitely the only one capturing it professionally.
Oh, yeah.
And so thanks to her.
Absolutely. Y'all know the official channel is at NASASpaceflight over there. Gosh, I'm typing these as fast as I can as I say them out loud. I need to just have like a sheet where they're already typed out, you know. But the official channel is going to be over at NASASpaceflight. Follow that for the primary clearinghouse of what's going on at NASASpaceflight. And then last but not least, I am K Space Academy. If you're watching me over on Twitch, you know me as Das. Here in the real media world, I'm John Galloway, but just the guy who talks a lot and tries to sometimes sort of stall while we're figuring out what we're trying to do. But that's going to be the end of the stream today, looking like the static fire attempt got aborted because of the boat that appeared on the range, and no retanking happening at this time. We'll keep an eye on that, but look for us here on the channel. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, turn on the notifications. Like the video, too. I mean, there's a little thumbs up button. Click that. I don't even know what that does, but something algorithm. But for now, we're going to shut it down, and we will see you nerds later. Thanks again, y'all.
Chamber pressure looks good. Following up. Roger, roll, Atlantic. Water towers, fly! Flight outside of off.
Yikes. You bet. Concur. We don't need any more of these.